What is going on, everybody, and welcome to another weekly update. And this week was an interesting week. We essentially had Powell had a monster. First, we had to sell off at the beginning of the week, and then we had a monster move on Thursday, only to sell on Thursday, and then Friday, just a bunch more chop. Now you can see just from looking at this chart that we've been playing this tight range. We've been sitting in this tight range essentially from the daily, from the 20 EMA and the 50 EMA. So in my mind, this is actually really good. I think what is going on here is we are not making a lower low here. I'm kind of watching this 1495 mark. If we dipped down lower to that, I'd be a little bit concerned that we would be heading lower, but we do seem to be gathering here. We took a dive for today. We really tested it pretty hard today, but we bounced back and we're holding in this area. It's good to see in my mind, as long as we stay in here. I'm watching these levels come Monday, or well, essentially Sunday, when the futures open. I want to see where we're sitting at, if we're above or below here. If we're still in this range, it wouldn't surprise me. I really don't want to sitting in this range next week. I think we had, because of the quad witching on Friday, I think that really kind of kept us in this area. We started selling a lot of wide contract option spreads on towards the close of the day on Friday. So that very much what it was, I think. There's still a lot of buyers here. Again, there's a lot of consolidation here, and it is being bought up very quickly as soon as it gets around this 46K mark here, or 4,600 mark, excuse me. So being said, I think I'm still bullish going into moving forward. There's a lot of stuff. They're talking about rate raises. That's essentially going to be gauged by jobs. So we got to watch and see how the jobs data is. I don't think the jobs data is really going to move that fast to where they're going to start raising rates super fast. If they do it too fast, it could be an issue. Again, if they do it too slow, it could be an issue. But it really just depends. There was a lot of different variant news. I know some the NFL delayed some games because of the new variant, and that could be what's playing into some of the sell-off. I know a lot of stay-at-home stocks were doing good, like your Rokus and what was the other one? Roblox on Friday. So that may be something to look at moving forward. Let me touch on Bitcoin real quick, and then we'll jump over to my list for the week. Bitcoin, like I said, as long as it gravitates toward this this 46 K mark, roughly around here, as long as it stays around this 200 moving average on the daily, I'm okay. But if it starts to pull away from here and starts really selling, we're going to be in a bit of trouble when it comes to crypto. I don't see crypto resetting all the way back to 10K or anything like that. Again, there's mass adoptions. I don't see it falling that far. Could go a little bit lower. I mean, ultimately, this is our lower high. I did say we broke the wedge and we're starting to come down, but we definitely don't want to get past the 41K mark. We do at that point, then you're looking at a lower low here, and so you might get another bump up, but we have to see how that plays out ultimately with Bitcoin going. Now, it really just depends, because if you look at this in the grand scheme of things here, Bitcoin moves obviously a lot different. There's a lot more volatile than a regular stock is because it's so new. So being said, you might see more selling. You could possibly even see selling down to 37, 36K around this mark and still be okay. Again, this is concerning. We break the 40K mark. Even more concerning, we break the 29K mark. We really don't want to go down that far. But we did search that 30K mark before we made our next leap up. So we'll see how we do. I'm not concerned about crypto. If you're a long-term investor, normally for crypto, I typically invest longer term for crypto just because of the fees and the volatility. I do definitely a lot more swinging crypto than I do any kind of day trading or anything like I do with stocks and equities. So that being said, that's what I got for that. So let's bring up the list for the week. Again, it's going to be a short week. We got Christmas Eve on Friday. So there will be no market open on Friday. And it's going to be a very low volume week. And you're also going to see there's going to be a lot of data that comes out on Thursday. You got core inflation, jobless claims. Again, any kind of job-related data is going to affect the market because that's what the Fed is essentially gauging rate raises on now at this point. So there you're going to get volatility on those particular days when it's talking about jobless claims. But earnings this week, we got MU on Monday and Nike Monday. There's a couple other ones, but these are the two that I think in my mind are the only ones really worth mentioning. MU could be really important as far as the chip play, and considering chips have been strong, although with these sell-offs, nothing has really been strong at all. So it'll be interesting to see how this week plays out with the low volume. The watch list for this week is FANG this week. Like I said, there's so much stuff beaten down. People are going to invest their money in the big brand names first before they start picking up the middle cap, low to cap stocks. In my mind, that's typically what happens. So your Tesla's, Amazon, Shop, Google. Google is actually really good. It's been recovering very fast along with Amazon. Normally it's typically Tesla, but Tesla, with Elon selling, it's been kind of hard. So your Amazon and Google's have really picked up the pace. So anytime something bounces back quickly, it's normally led by Amazon and Google. Something to keep in mind. Normally when you got movement like this, when stuff looks weak, you'll have leaders. And right now our leaders are typically Amazon and Google. So when we start reversing, those two are the ones that are start moving first and very quickly. So just keep that in mind. And Shop is the same way. Shop lags a little bit. So if you start seeing Amazon taking off, Shop is not far behind it. And then Tesla tried today or on Friday, it tried to push, but again, everything tried to push at one time, but it all got rejected and pretty hard to stay in that zone. Etsy I like for e-commerce play, and cloud. Some of the cloud spots are looking pretty good going into next week as well. It really just depends on how we open ultimately, but I'm feeling like we're going to go up. I don't think this COVID scare and all that stuff, the new variant, is really going to do much of anything at all, to be honest. But it's never surprising what it does. Tesla, I'm actually kind of expecting this to come down and retest this lower channel. So I'm kind of looking at the 850 mark possibly. It bounced really well out of here, so it essentially filled the gap and then bounced right out of it. But my mind is, I guess it ultimately depends with the market. Tesla could do more selling. It won't hit the 200. It comes pretty close, but with Tesla, it's such a high in demand stock that people buy it up. So for it to fall too far, I don't think it will happen. If we get any kind of Santa Claus rally, it'll be one of the first ones to start running. Again, aside from Elon selling. So if Elon wasn't selling as much, I think it would be pushing, the market would probably be pushing back up at this point. So it'll be interesting to see. I want to keep this on watch. Again, it filled the gap. So essentially that 900 mark, you don't want to break that, because if it breaks that, then you're going to that 850 mark. It breaks that, then you're down 800. 800 is a monthly and daily 200 support. So if it does fall that far, I am loading a lot at 800, roughly around 800. Now you have to remember, a lot of times with Tesla, if it hits specific numbers, it wicks very fast. So typically, if I see it coming close, I'll set an order and ready for it to pick up that day. So that's something to watch, especially when it starts selling, but you come in these mid. This is a really big support here. And it'd be great if it hit it, and moving forward, it'd make Tesla a lot stronger if it could do that. We'll get a bigger bounce out of it, but we have to see how that works out moving forward. Amazon is the other one I have. Again, big e-commerce, I think, going into the Christmas holiday. Xmas rally. Again, it's roughly around this time. We're trying to gauge when that is. Should be nothing else that's surprising at this point. Everything is already out there. It's just mainly just low volume at this point. So we have to see. Last time we got low volume, we didn't do so hot. So that's something also to keep in mind. Amazon holding that 200 as long as it doesn't break the 3350 mark. Now it's try to attempt to come down to the 3300 mark. You can even possibly grab it there, but it'd be better to grab it there. That way you can keep a tighter stop on this. But you do have to be careful with Amazon because these big stocks have been flipping very fast, and essentially your FANG stocks are turning into penny stocks and becoming pump and dumps, which is absolutely absurd to see the kind of moves that we get. We get these wild 150 point moves, and then we get a 100 point move down the next day. It's just insane. So Shop is the other one. E-commerce play. I do like it very much on the daily. This is a little concerning here. I don't like to see this below. Kind of want this back above that 1325 mark if possible, and then see if we can start pushing up again. If this is wedging here, you obviously hit the top side of the wedge, so you have to look for that on your daily. But Shop is one I definitely want to watch going forward. Google is one I really like. Again, it's been recovering very quickly with everything going on. It's been actually holding this. It's been holding this 2838 mark really well the past couple days. But I think we're about ready with the way we sold off. I think we're about ready to come back down to the 2800 mark. I'll try to pick it up there. We'll see if it sells more. But typically, Google is one of those ones that really doesn't sell a lot. You'll be lucky if it even comes close to the 200. I think it rarely does come close to the 200. It normally builds a strong base, and then again around the 2800 mark. Doesn't really dip much back below there. Once you start getting close to that 200, is right when stocks typically reverse on the daily. So. And like I said, if it's a real popular stock like your Tesla, your Google, whatever the case is, it won't even get close to that 200. It might come in 50 points within that 200, and then it reverses and just starts heading back up quickly. So that's just something to keep in mind. That's what's good to have supply and demand zones to kind of see where that's at and try to gauge where that is at moving forward. Etsy is one I do like as well. Again, e-commerce play. Moving forward, it's actually been consolidating really nicely, which is something I like. We don't want it to break below essentially that 110 mark is kind of your base at 200 reversal. If we do get another dip down here, I want to buy this, but I have to see because a lot of them have been all hitting at the same. Everything has essentially been moving almost the same rates and all at the same time. So Etsy is one I do want to pick up, try to move forward. Usually I'll grab shares in this and then grab contracts in your Amazons and Shops options, and then play it that way. But we have to see how this works out. Net is another one I really like for the cloud space. It had quite the dramatic pullback. So I'm looking to see if it bases around this 130 mark and starts consolidating a lot. I like to pick up some net as well, keep this on watch. That is pretty much what I got. And the biggest thing here to understand is that there's a lot of stuff that is beaten down. And so you really want to pick those stocks that you feel could do very well in the next couple of years. It's where fundamentals come in and understand the company and where it's at. If it's struggling right now, you want to go into your bigger name stocks and realize that right now everything is so beaten down that it is a good time to be accumulating slowly. Because to be honest, again, not financial advice, I don't think we're going to fall much further. I think we've been beaten down enough, especially when your FANG stocks are beaten down to the 200 on the daily. That is a major beat down because it takes a lot for some of these stocks to get beaten down that bad. So being said, moving forward, just be mindful of that. Be very careful. You don't always have to trade if you're day trading. You don't have to swing because this has been a rough month for swinging. It's been a scalper's market this past essentially almost this past month. And so you got to be careful of that. Just be mindful of that. But yeah, that's pretty much what I got. If you've made it this far, remember to hit the like button and subscribe. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.